Today's Pooktre tree law will actually be discussing two different tree laws with this particular design. The first law that comes into effect is musclewood. What the tree wants to do is go from the shortest distance from roots to leaves. So obviously the distance from where it's at the ground up to here is a lot shorter than when you're going through this design. Because the tree can't do what it wishes to do, which is grow as straight as it can to capture the light space, the second thing after it tries musclewood and that fails, what it then tries to do is shortcutting. So it minimizes the length that it's growing. We're just going to come a bit closer and I'm going to show you the different things. I will show you the musclewood first. So the top two corners, because these are the latest in its growth, it's showing the musclewood a lot more clearly. So there's this thickness here. See how this looks a lot thicker? It has the same amount of growth here as here, but what it's doing is it's prioritizing laying more growth up here because it's trying to force the growth back up by putting it here. When this musclewood fails to achieve what it wants to do, what it will do is then shortcut. So instead of trying to put more growth on up here, it's not going to worry about putting any growth on the outside, except for enough to keep it alive. It'll start prioritizing coming through this here. Now, to show an excellent example of that, we can go down to this older curve. It was the same curve on this corner as the one we were just discussing, but now it's gotten thick enough that it's not worrying about with the musclewood because it's already figured out, no, the musclewood's not working for us, so now we're going to do the short cutting. And so it's leaving enough here to allow it to continue to grow healthy, but it's just laying the pathways of the new cells through here. So we'll just have a quick look at the other two sides, the other side. So this one is a slightly slower side. It was a little bit younger because this tree prefers to have a single stem, but because we branched it, this is its secondary preference. So that one's thicker because that was its original preference one to grow straight up, but once we got this branch growing out and we kept it going, it's going, okay, well, we'll grow with this one as well. So if we have a close look here, you can see that it's just starting to do the short cutting through here over the last growing season. And this one's got a little bit of the short cutting happening. But when we come up to this one, you can still see, like, see how this is this thickness and this one looks thicker this way? That's because it's working on the musclewood. It has the ambition that it thinks it's going to straighten it up. Now we're just using like 4mm fencing wire to hold this steady, so it's not exactly a lot of force that they've got. Now if we look at it this way, if you look at the thickness here and we come up over, sorry, I have to move the leaf. You come up over, you can see it's almost the same thickness. It's a tiny bit thicker maybe, but when you look at it this way, it's clearly thicker here, and that's the musclewood. Probably halfway through next season, or at the end of next season, it will give up trying to develop this musclewood and will go into the short cutting. And so then it will start laying the new growth cells down on this side. So when you're designing a design, you have to be aware of the different laws and how they interact with your design, because if you're not aware of it, you can design something that is guaranteed to fail. This one, as a wall mirror, will look gorgeous once it's finished. It'll be even, it'll be uniform, and yeah. So that's today's Pooktre tree law lesson.